evening, the town hall. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Vaughan, and this evening, the town hall will be about veterans and the benefits that we all need when returning from service. Now, my story is one of a young man who decided to join the United States Air Force at a very young age, actually. The military was something I always wanted to do. I had talked about it ever since I was 3 years old. I I went into it directly from high school. I chose not to do anything different, though I had many offers. I had a college scholarship, I had a job at the IRS, and both were not what I wanted to do. So I didn't entertain either seriously. I decided, again, very young and early on, that I was going to go in the Air Force, and nothing was to deter me from that decision. So I went in the Air Force in July 1992. I joined Open Pop, which is Open General, which is not the way that you young men or ladies want to go into the military at all. Please go in with a plan and go in knowing what you're going to do. However, it worked out very, very well for me. I did almost 7 years of service. In that 7 years of nearly 7 years of service, I did three continents. I was in the UK for 2 years. I did 3 years in Alabama. So that brought me back to America. And then I did 15 months in Korea. Uh, in between in the meantime, I visited many countries. I was fortunate enough to do a lot of interacting, not inter service stuff, but a lot of going away to do my job, what we call TDY assignments. So I've been to Japan, I've been to Germany, I've been to Hong Kong, I've been to uh, France, I've been to Holland. It's a number of places I've been, and again, and this is all within 7 years of service. So I was a very unique individual with respect to the United States Air Force, but it was a good time. It was a very good time. Coming home, though, I got out on a medical discharge leaving Korea. And I was 22, 23 at the time, had no resources whatsoever back in the States, or the world, as we normally call it when you're in service, to guide me through that transition. And so it's programs like this, and the folks that we're going to interact with this evening, that I wish I had known about, who would have been very beneficial to a young man transitioning out. Now, I was fortunate. Again, God has blessed me in more ways than one. I got out and found a home in logistics, even though logistics was not what I was in the military to do. However, I did find myself doing inventory control and management, and spare parts management, so on and so forth. So it did come up along my career path, and I turned those additional duties into a very lucrative career that serves me to this day. However, again, there are programs that are very much alive that unfortunately a lot of us are not aware of, that can help more folks and help folks put folks on a better footing on their way out. And we have such a program to talk to and about this evening. They're facing some challenges in the south side of Baltimore. However, as we shed light on their program and share light on their challenges, hopefully we can help them get over the hump. Mr. Jennings, good evening, sir.
Good
Mrs.
evening.
Perkins,
How
good
are you?
evening. I'm well. Thank you very
I'm
much.
well.
Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
very much. Thank you very much.
Now, I saw the
I
video
saw the video
that you all
that
had of
you
a
all had
professor
of a press.
speaking on the challenges that you're facing with the city. They're trying to charge you $1.85 per square foot in your facility, where the agreement initially was $1 for the building, and
That's
you would maintain the upkeep and everything else associated with the building. Uh,
that's
where are
correct.
we? Where are we currently with that? Mr. Jennings, I'm gonna start with you first, and then Ms. Perkins, I'm gonna bridge you in.
Well, we're still waiting on the comptroller's office and the Department of General Services to present us with a lease.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's where we are.
That's simple.
That's simple.
Miss Perkins, it's my understanding that you actually had the building first.
Yes, I did.
How did you come into possession
Well,
of
from
the?
the beginning, I had the first school, Dr. Rayner Brown Academy.
Okay.
The school was vandalized. So what they did is they went on search for another school for me, General Services. And then that's when we found the school that we're in now. Once we moved in, well, we didn't move in. Everything was getting all the paperwork done. Identified with the school, said that I wanted it. And then I guess before anything happened, within 4 months, while we were preparing for the school, I get called telling me that we're going to move this person in the kitchen. The other, well, it's a program in the kitchen. We aren't a program. We are a private career school. So I said, well, do I have a choice? He said, no, you don't. So I said, well, okay. If they're just in the kitchen, we have the school. Our name is on the school. I said, we'll just move forward. And that's how everything took place. I have my first lease that I had at Dr. Rayner Brown. I was told everything, the promises that were made at Dr. Rayner Brown would be the same promises for Samuel Morris. Well, as we can see, it looks like everything is starting to change. Pretty much, but everything that we went through, it really didn't change to some administration change in general services. Then it changed. But documentation is documentation. If you tell me you're giving it to me for $1, I expect to get it for $1. It's all about integrity. It's not about at will changing something to suit or fit somebody else's wants. And pretty much that's what we're going through right now. I've stood quiet for a very long time, not saying anything, because I didn't want to smear our name in a lot of mess.
Right.
But when they started talking about messing with my veterans and my veterans floor, that's when I had enough was enough. Where I'm not understanding, it's so easy. Everything that they said I did not do is so easily documented. So I can prove everything that they said that we didn't do, like the sustainabilities. They said that I did not. The other entity, they had everything that they needed for documentation, and said that I didn't have any of mine. They was waiting on a lot of mine. But mind you, we already had 4 sustainabilities, 3 rights of entry. How am I not going to have my documents in?
Right.
And all my documents are into the state. I'm audited by the state. I'm accredited through the Higher Board of Education. So they keep calling me a program. They keep playing down what we are. We are accredited through the Higher Board of Education. I am a private career school.
So talk to me about that. As private careers.
It's an employment and training school. What we do from cybersecurity to solar panel to Internet of Things, cable installation, HVAC, plumbing, t-shirt,
entrepreneurship.
Yes. The other one is culinary entrepreneurship, but that deals in training people how to sell their merchandise, label their merchandise, all that's the manufacturing. Right. We also have Internet of Things. Did I forget anything, Bruce? it is quite a few things, but they're under the accreditation, and that is the best.
Elevator technician.
Elevator technician. I'm sorry, that's the new one.
Right. Yeah.
They don't walk away with a piece of paper, a certificate. They're state certified. But to hear it being told to the Sun paper, we're just a program 2. Program 1, program 2. I am not a program. I host training programs within the school, but I am not a program. I am a school. And hopefully, eventually, they will acknowledge that. When you pull up in that parking lot, it says, I'm still standing Community Corporation Private Career School.
Mr. Jennings, what do you need to get into the program?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
What are the prerequisites, if there are any, to get into the program?
Oh, just that you be 18. We do a.
Okay, I think we would get too much feedback from him. I'm sorry, Ms. Perkins. I'll pass the same question to you. What are the criteria to get into the program?
Actually, the only criteria is a Baltimore City resident. But I don't just serve Baltimore City residents. I serve everyone that comes through the door. Anyone that knocks at the door and they coming in with an attitude to learn and for us to them to train, we have no problem in them anyone coming. There really isn't any criteria. I deal with returning citizens. That's one of you have passion, but you got to have compassion to follow through.
Yes.
Well, that is one, because you can't have one without the other. And then my veterans, and then everyone else. All you have to do, I guess the best criteria I could tell you is come with a do right mind. We'll do the rest.
Okay. Fair enough. Now, as you cater to adults, is the curriculum only during the day? Do you have a mixture of day and evening classes?
Day and evening classes, yes.
Okay. Now, obviously during the pandemic, again, pressure. A lot of the work that we've been wanting to do has been put on hold.
Yes, and so everything right now, the trainings is on Zoom.
Okay. Now, but to the physical training, the build out and whatnot that you all want to do in the building, obviously you can't do that until you have the lease, correct? So,
okay, I'm back here.
I need Ms. Perkins back. I'm sorry. Answer the question.
Even before that, we were blocked where we couldn't pull permits. Building 1, they were not blocked. We were blocked. We were told we could not do anything until a lease was in our hands. We were put under a cease and desist.
Still.
We were put under a cease and desist order.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, until we got our lease. The other worked through the cease and desist order, and we just sat there because we did not, because we could not. And nothing.
The game is always there.
Yes, always. Sad, but true.
Mr. Jennings. So,
yes.
Okay. We're waiting on the lease. We understand that. That's preventing us from the build out. Now, a lot of the training right now is happening on Zoom. We understand that as well.
Yes, a lot of our IT training, especially, we're doing online. We kind of created a hybrid situation where we have some students in class and some online.
Okay.
The pandemic has delayed all of the trainings that we've just been talking about because we haven't had the opportunity to build out. But also the key piece is that because we don't have a lease, technically we cannot bring other trainers into the building until we have a long-term lease, because then we would be violating our right of entry. Also, the fact that trainers don't want to come into a building and commit to build out
Correct.
without having the concept that they're going to be there for a while.
Right.
If I've got to build out, for instance, the cable installation, which requires cabling, wiring, and phone boards along the walls and things like that, they're not going to spend the money to do that unless they know that there's a long-term lease involved. Understood. And so we have that situation with each of our vendors, especially the cable installation, solar panel, and elevator technician. Those are critical in terms of long-term leases so that we can make sure that our partnerships are lasting and long-term partnerships.
Gotcha. Ms. Perkins, you were trying to throw something in? I'm sorry.
You have to unmute yourself.
I'm not. He has to unmute me.
No, you're good.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, HVAC was what I was trying to tell him was one of the other trainings, because we have to knock out the window in order for the exhaust to go out. But none of this could be done even without the lease, even when we had the opportunity when the company from DC offered to bring the Bixby build out. That's about the best that you can get. We were blocked from pulling a permit to do so. Then we were told what was it called? Oh, help me, Lord. Oh, then I was told my right of entry. That I went against my right of entry because I have an organization in the building that's doing training that should not be in there because I told no one. Not only did we tell, they have a memorandum of understanding. They walked through the school and general services walked through the school, met the gentleman to see what he's doing because we were trying to get a sink put in the room. But to read what it says in the Sun paper, we never told them anything about it. But they do have the memorandum of understanding. They met the gentleman when they walked through the school.
I wanted to ask Mr. Jennings, are you a veteran?
No, I'm not.
So
I would have been a Vietnam veteran, but my number just didn't come up.
You feel lucky about that?
I feel blessed about that. I have too many friends that had to go to Nam, and so yeah, believe me, I was one of those. Our family was one of those families sitting by the TV watching the numbers roll.
I'm a little too young for that. I was born at the end of the Vietnam era. However, I do understand because being called up, no matter what era, is very, very nerve wracking. But sir,
I do believe that they never should have stopped the draft. I firmly believe that we would not have some of these youth issues that we have now had some of these young men been trained in the armed forces and gotten some discipline. I think they would be a much better off than they are now.
So what got you involved in the cause?
Are you involved?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Miss Perkins and I worked together at another program some years ago. And I worked at that program as deputy director for about 15 years. And as I was nearing retirement, I get a phone call from this lady, and we originally were going to be down at 901 East Fed Street, in a building down there across from the post office, and I liked what she was doing. I wanted to be involved. So I'm technically retired, but I'm working harder than I ever worked.
Isn't that the case sometimes? Isn't that the case? Now, yeah. I understand that, again, from the presser, that you all have engaged the mayor, this mayor at least, more than you've been engaged with.
Well, we have reached out. We reached out Perkins, when he was city council president, and we've reached out since he became mayor. And the interesting part about it is that he has actually visited the building.
Correct.
He's actually visited the other nonprofit in the building. Now, the interesting thing is you can't visit the building without seeing our name on the building.
Oh, oh, okay. Oh, now I was okay. I misunderstood. Gotcha.
Anybody would say, "Well, who is that?"
Who is right? Okay.
And it's a matter of walking across the hall to see who that is.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what we can do to help that pressure a little bit. NAB is a major partner of you all's, correct?
NAB Vets, the Veterans Commission, the 231st Battalion, the Marines, who else? National Guard. Pretty much, I had pretty much all armed forces. Everybody. I had my own VSO. Yes.
That's it.
And we have our own VSO as far as, and she is totally phenomenal. You don't have the veteran come in. They don't have to wait 6 months to 2 years to get their benefits. She's unbelievable. So yes.
Yeah, I definitely think it's some information. Now, if you didn't catch I returned from service in 1998 from Korea. I got a medical discharge out of Korea. And if you don't know, as a veteran, that's a fight from beginning to end. Just trying to get certain benefits approved and going through your
Well, that's
records.
one of the benefits that we have. We have our own VSO in the building. And our VSO is able to service all of the armed forces. We actually, General Singh from the Maryland National Guard actually did her benefit package in our building.
Oh, awesome. Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Now, what is the end game that you all want? I mean, obviously you want the lease, right? And I was very much attracted to how you would love for the building to serve as a centerpiece for the community. Your ultimate goal is to build out not only within the four walls of the school, but also to build out into the community. What does that look like?
Well, that looks like as we service veterans, one of the things that we recognize is that veterans come with dollars. That's why we're fortunately in this year, we're going to be able to service the GI Bill for the trainings that we do. The veterans come with dollars, so we want to wrap that school around with housing that will benefit veterans coming back in. And can you imagine the stability that the community will have if you begin to fill some of those houses with veterans? And so that's a part of the plan. We also want to look at restabilizing those citizens that live in the community that need some assistance in stabilizing where they live. And it's not just about housing. I mean, you also have to bring back businesses. We have one of the, in that video that you saw, you probably heard me talk about one of our partners who actually runs a business walking distance from the school. And we certainly want to work with him so that he can expand his business. And we have part of what he does is a mentor piece. And right now I'm going to be mentoring several photographers and videographers that live in the community that want to build a business. And fortunately, that's part of my background in advertising and design. I did photography and videography. So we're looking to help young people be entrepreneurs. It's part of what we have to do to build and stabilize the community.
All right, Ms. Perkins, you had something you wanted to add?
Yes, when he's saying young people, clarify 18 to 24 up is what we deal with.
And that was the question I was going to ask. You know,
yes, 18 to 24.
A lot of us older folks who fall out of that category often find that services are non-existent or they're very much closed to us. But you know, you never cease to need services. You know, and as a veteran, sometimes we get into something and then you're like, okay, well that isn't a great fit, or we recognize that, hey, I left a lot on the table when I got out of service for whatever reason, and we're trying to gain those dollars and that time back. And you know, cybersecurity, something that you all are doing right now. So you said in the near future you're going to be able to service the GI Bill through your school. Right. But right now, how are folks paying for the program right now? And then what are you seeing as far as the graduates? Are they coming back to a mentor and or help out the folks that are coming behind them?
Yeah, we have some graduates that are out there that are willing to assist us and come and speak to the classes. We also, I mean, we have graduates that are on the high end and the low end. We have some graduates that have come out and are doing help desk work, which starts around $30 some an hour and up. But our highest paid graduate is making like $185,000. So we're really proud of him. He's offered to come back and talk with the classes. And we have students that have sort of moved up in their certifications and are willing to help those that are just starting. So one of the things that is important that I noticed, we have 2 students that I particularly I highlight a lot of times, is because one has a Bachelor of Science in computers, and the other one has a master's. But guess what? Neither of them ever opened up a computer and worked on it. Yeah, I said the same thing. And so our hands-on component is really critical in terms of getting our students now. I also am very honest with the students. A+ certification is key in terms of the basic class, but depending on who you go to work for, you may never repair another computer, because large companies don't repair computers. They get rid of them.
Right.
But an A+ person can start their own business for those folks that are not large companies, for the neighborhood, for their aunts, uncles, and best friends. I can repair your computer for you. So there's a business there, and also I can network your house for you. So there, at every level, there's an opportunity for individuals to make money and to grow. And that's the great portion about that training.
But I don't want to get away from this too far. The cost, though, currently associated with the training, how are folks paying for that?
Cost right now, we are doing it through a earned grant from the state, and the only thing that they have to pay for is they're paying for books. That's $35.
Wow.
Between $35 and $40. Books have gone up over the past year. But in terms of testing, we pay the cost of the first certification that they take.
No,
wait a minute. If they fail that certification, then they pay to take it a second time.
But they don't pay for their books there.
Yeah, well,
remember, they don't pay for the books. That's in the grant.
We changed. We added some of that when COVID hit, only because COVID caused our classes to run longer. We had to spend more dollars on our instruction. And so as they went to the next level, rather than tell them, well, you're done, we can't afford to keep you, because we don't want to set anybody up to fail. Students were willing to invest in the book for the next level and continue to get their instruction. And that's why we did that.
So how long is the program now?
Normally, each component is 15 weeks. And at the end of that 15 weeks, you sit for your certification, and then you move on to the next certification and go another 15 weeks. And then you, as you progress, you get your certifications, and those certifications are, I think they're 2 years certifications, and you can take them anywhere in the country.
Right. Now, what made you add the elevator technician piece?
Well, that was
Ms. Perkins met somebody.
I do a lot of research trying to figure out a profitable training that's sustainable, that that they're not just standing there. Once they walk out the door with the certification, we get them employed. Their dreams now can be fulfilled. So I said, okay, there's a lot of trainings around, but one, there was no elevator technician training. So I said, okay. I met up with a friend from the state. His father's minority. He has a minority-owned training, elevator technician training, and we decided to partner. They make from $90 to $100 an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For those to come in. Mind you, we are the only minority-owned accredited private career school in the state of Maryland.
Wow.
Now you
Congratulations on
have
that.
those that as far as like the nail technicians, salons, the hair cutteries, all that, to do those trainings. As far as trade trainings accredited, we're only one. So what I look for in trainings that will sustain an individual. You can't work on minimum wage. I can't live on minimum wage. Offering minimum wage, I hear all the jobs coming back, but a lot of them are in fast foods. They want a house like you have, like I have. They want a car. They have a dream. They have a vision. There are things that they want. Well, it's in reaching coming to the trade school. Most even young people coming out of college now don't want to go to a 2-year or 4-year institution. I found out to be, mine was human services, psychology. When I first got out of college, that is not what I did. Crazy part is now you look at those that are coming out of school, those, look where they're working. 4 years, look where they're working. Trade schools, they only trade in that one subject. So they're easier to place. They master one thing. And like I told them, they come with a do right mind, we do the rest. But they got to want help. I can't make you want help. You got to want it.
I love the fact that you stress accreditation. Now, I'm well aware again from the presser that your programs are fully accredited and you can take those credits and transfer them to a 2-year, 4-year institution.
Yes.
I think that's very important for people to understand and people to know. You
Yes.
know, you're not wasting your time, you're not wasting your dollars. You're actually investing in yourself. And that investment can pay triple, double in no time if you then take it to a 2-year, 4-year institution where, the job may require you that the next job you want may require you not just to have the hands-on abilities and the know-how, but it may actually require you to have that piece of paper. Well, here you are with not only the hands-on understanding, but you also have some credits toward that piece of paper that you can go and say, okay, look, here I am. I know all this. What do I need to do in order to get to my next phase of life? So I very much appreciate that. Now, has how have you been able to maintain that in your fight for your building space? I mean,
Okay. I can hear you now. I couldn't hear it. I don't know what happened, but I couldn't hear you. But one thing that I want to reiterate, through our funding right now, those that are coming to the school, they don't pay anything. Everything that we offer right now is free because of the state funding for whatever train, from elevator technician to cybersecurity, any of them. That's free.
no, I was simply asking about your accreditation and the fact that I appreciate that you all are focusing on keeping your accreditation alive.
Yes.
Now, has that been at all in jeopardy because of your fight with the city and having that lease, or are you okay?
Well, the only thing that would jeopardize that would be the fact that there are youth in the building. We don't.
Right.
We have an adult program, and why the city didn't recognize the fact that they want to put a youth program in with an adult program in the beginning is beyond our imagination. But I've worked in juvenile justice. I've worked in nonprofits for a number of years, and you do not mix youth programs with adult programs. There's a liability issue, which requires all of your employees then to have background checks and things like that you normally would not have to do in an adult program. I mean, just the interfacing of a youth program right next to you inside the building, where you share hallways and doorways and stuff. requires that you have that not only your employees, but their employees to have background checks.
Yes, also when you enter a school with youth in it. Let's say if you came Lee, and visited the school, you also, because there
So,
are youth in the building.
so that is a concern of ours.
Okay. Okay.
But as far as our accreditation itself, our accreditation is fine because we have stood the mark. For whatever reason, everything that is being said about I'm still standing is so easily to be proven incorrect that it makes you wonder, is it just something to muddy I'm still standing's name? Because it is so easy to prove as far as the memorandum of understanding of the gentleman upstairs. For me not having in the documentation, they're saying that they're requesting when I've had 4 sustainabilities and 3 rights of entry. So if I did not have my documentation, how would I have this in order for me to move forward? But as far as compliance with the state of Maryland, doing everything we said when I stood before the board, we are definitely doing that.
Why now do you think you're having such an issue? Why do you think they want you all out?
Well, I think it's a combination of the fact that COVID hit, and because COVID, we had to the veterans had to vacate the building because they were mandated to kind of cease and desist their operations because of COVID. So it appeared that the building is not in operation, but we were following the guidelines of COVID to make sure that everyone was safe. And so the other tenant presumed that there was nothing going on, or I should say, developed the narrative that nothing was going on.
But we was
And
under
so
the guidelines of the
in
Board
that
of Education
narrative,
also.
they wanted to try to claim some of our space. In doing so, we had to, that's part of the rebuttal that we had to do with the IG's office, that we had committed memorandums of understanding with NADVETS, with former city Veterans Commission, and with the Maryland National Guard. All of those things have already been in place and have been already noted as we turned in our information for, as they requested for our sustainability. They were part of, all of those folks are part of our sustainability plan.
Now, Ms. Perkins, I don't want to seem like a sexist either. Were you a veteran at some point? Because I heard you say once you got out of college.
No, I was not a veteran. My older brother was a Vietnam veteran, which he just passed last Thursday.
Sorry,
he was a Vietnam veteran. Thank you. But he would not let us help him. He left Vietnam, but when he came home, he was still in Vietnam. So I said, okay, I can't help him, but I can help everybody else. And that's what led me to the veterans. They have been with me since day one, as far as me doing what I'm doing when I first got to Dr. Rayner Brown. And they have not left my side from Secretary, General Singh to, all of them have been on board with what we're trying to do. Clarence Tiger Davis, all of them are on board as far as what we're doing. So remember when I said you got to have passion and compassion? A lot of people don't understand the dynamics. I have such a passion to do this, but they forgot the compassion. Without works, it's no good, is it?
No.
So I do this with a true compassion of my brother and making sure everybody else is getting helped. Now that he is gone, I'm more determined now, just when we first got into it, to making sure they get the help they deserve. He had no choice when he went to Vietnam. I can still hear my mom scream when his name went across that TV. So now I can do what I'm doing for everybody else. Why the blockage? Why they're doing what they're doing? I didn't even know I was under investigation because I was told I was not. My attorney went with me and said, we're here as a courtesy. They said I wasn't under investigation. They just wanted to know what was going on in the building. And then the question came, well, if the other party is being evicted, why am I not being evicted? Well, we had benchmarks to make. I made mine.
Right.
I was not in that eviction. You can't compare a school to a program, a one-room program. I have nothing to do with that. But it was definitely put into a negative narrative in the Sun paper, which that should not have been. I should not even have been in that or involved in that. When that was from the former mayor, it had nothing to do with me. So why would you bring me into it, or why would you feel that I deem to be under investigation? I'm a school, that's a program.
Now, of your services, is there a mental health component of the
Yes, there
services
is.
that you offer?
Yes. There's a substance program also. The
Okay.
substance program has nothing to do with Suboxone or anything else, because I don't believe in that. It's holistic. And that is a partner, Juliet's company,
Serenity.
Serenity. That's who we deal with. And they handle that. Now, the mental health piece, and we also have veterans courts that come in, and there's a piece that helps with that also. The mental health piece, that's with the veterans. For those that come in that PTSD or, any mental illnesses or assistance that they may need, that's for them too. But we also use it for the non-veterans, because the first floor is wraparound services for everybody. Because see, I can't put you in a program and then set you up to fail when you walk through the door with all these issues and baggage. I have to help you eliminate that first before I can put you in the program for you to succeed. But put you in there the way you come in off the street, I'm going to set you up to fail, and I will not do that. So I'm going to give you the proper time in order for us to help you in whatever you need to get you to take you forward, in order for you to be able to set in one of those classes to get what you came in for.
Would you say that there's balance between the amount of males and females that take advantage of your services, or are you seeing more young ladies participate or more young men participate?
I think it's probably
It's a
both.
balance. It's a pretty good balance.
Yes, it is.
And we've been fortunate in the past class, because Governor Hogan had kind of mandated trying to get more women into IT. And we had a good influx of women in the IT training, but it's been pretty much a good balance.
And the recruitment has started for May 1st for the elevator technicians and all the training. So I'm curious to see how many women we get for that.
I'm a graduate of Sojourner Douglas, and that was an alternative school as well, geared toward the working adult.
I worked there.
Right, as a young black male, I was in the minority. So, I was just curious to see what you all were doing, and how the numbers were hashing out for you all. Now, that's a great point, Mrs. Perkins, because you're talking about that elevator program. I would love to see too how many young ladies would take advantage of that, because heck, man, that would be a very positive move for them all the way around. As long as stuff is constructed and it goes up, which is all the space we have about now left in America, is the vertical. It makes sense to get in stuff like that. That would be a heck of a business to start and run and do your thing without a doubt. But at the same time, shucks, it's not. I've never seen an elevator technician at all. So I know they signed their names on that piece of paper.
I'm hoping to connect once we get this training started. I'm hoping to connect. I have a friend who goes to my church who actually owns a elevator company. And so we're hoping that as we get this solidified, that I can channel some workers towards his direction.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Where did the name come from for the school?
I'm a cancer survivor 4 times. From my face, the whole left side of my face is titanium. Then from my breasts to my colon to right now, my pancreas. But I am in full remission, where my doctor said I wouldn't, coulda, shoulda, wasn't going to, and actually to really not be here, as far, especially with my pancreatic cancer. It just
blows their mind till today. For me to even be in remission for the type of cancer I have, it's very aggressive. And from that point on, through it all, I show individuals, no matter what you've been through, how hard it is, how you think you're not going to do, what you're going to do, if you didn't do this or you didn't do that, you never look down. You're still standing. And I don't mean erect. You're standing here. I'm still standing, King, for my own life situation.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Mr. Jennings, you got yourself in for one heck of a ride.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm a cancer survivor myself.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Congratulations to you both.
I had my left kidney removed 2 years ago, and so we're brother and sister that are connected by a lot of different circumstances, past employment as well as life issues. So we're in this to the end.
Okay. Okay.
But we partnered because I wanted somebody to think like-minded. Do the right thing, but do it because it's the right thing to do. I am so tired, sick and tired of seeing us set us up to fail. Somewhere along the line, to prove the point, yes, we can work together. Yes, we can make it work, and we're going to make it work. Together we stand, divided we fail. And everybody that is in that building, even from the from Michael and Michael's group, the Moors,
Yeah.
that's the group that's in there
Morris
with us,
Gates, right?
that's doing the mentoring with the young people. And they have, oh, I wish you could come and visit that room from 18 and up. It is unbelievable for those that are coming in, and they keep coming in to where they had to add more furniture to the room just for the empowerment itself, for what they see. It can be done. We can work together. It is something positive, and it's not something, you know what? They didn't give it to us, and they certainly can't take it away.
Now, what group is that? Tell me
The
more
more,
about that group. Yes, ma'am.
Bruce, you can tell me more about them.
The organization is called the Morris Gates, and they do mentoring for the 18 to 24-year-olds, also the entrepreneurship piece. And that's one of the reasons that they're so dear to my heart, is because I ran a design business for over 30 years. And so I'm ready to pass that on. And we really need to teach our young people how to develop businesses, how to navigate through not just the work that it's there, but making sure that your business is properly certified, that it's properly listed with the state, and have all of your credentials and those kinds of things. And we try to walk students through that so that they are truly legitimate businesses, and give them all of the things that all the lessons that we've learned over the years that we were in business, so that they don't have to go through the pitfalls that we went through. And it's really a labor of love when you see the hunger of these young people that want to build their own businesses.
Well, we're coming close to the end of our broadcast this evening. First off, I wanted to thank you both for your time.
Thank you for having me.
I will be visiting whenever the building is back up, without
It
a
is.
doubt.
You can come now.
Okay. Again, I'm a veteran, so heck, you all may very well have something that I need, and I'll definitely.
You can actually get your appointment set up with our VSO to help you navigate through whatever you need.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get that money. I ain't trying to leave no money on the table. Please understand and believe me. I'm not trying to leave no money on the table. None. That's free. That's tax-free money. Not trying to leave nothing on the table. I'm sorry, Miss Perkins, what were you saying?
I said that's what they're trying to get the veterans to understand. Your benefits have changed so much. There's so much more opportunity out there for you, and a lot of you don't even know it.
Right.
Right. That's true.
Absolutely, absolutely. But any closing remarks you want the people to understand, the people to know? Ladies first, sir.
I guess really what I want everybody to understand, that everything glitter isn't gold. Don't believe everything you read. Check it out for yourself. Because we're here to help. We're not here to take anything away from you. We're not out for grandeur, entitlement, or anything else. We're just out to help because it's the right thing to do. And we don't start leaving some type of positive legacy behind for the
Mm,
young people before us,
mm.
that we're going to be in a whole world of trouble, to let them see it's okay to help somebody.
Legacy is prime. Yes, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Jennings.
I have to concur with her. I mean, we have to pass on what we've learned, and not and in passing that on, we're going to be learner. I believe people ought to be life learners.
Hmm.
So it's not a one-way street where we're just trying to give folk information. We're learning how young people think, how they not only view themselves, but how they view us. And sometimes a hard lesson is that they don't really think much of us because we have failed them. And so we really have to work hard to earn their trust, to help them build their own legacies, and be willing to be, as they grow older, leave something behind.
Okay.
This is something that has to be taught, that can continue.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, again, I thank you both for your time, ladies and
Thank you for
gentlemen.
having me.
My name is Vaughan. I am the host, owner of Real Radio. That's radio established to address life. Usually, I don't do the video stuff. I'm all audio. But Donnie called me. He said, "Hey, bro, I need you to do this." So I was more than happy and willing to step in as I partner with Be More News on a regular basis. And it is my pleasure to have spent my evening with you both. Have
Oh,
a great
thank you
evening.
so much for
We
having
really
us. I
thank you for
enjoyed
the
it.
opportunity to voice our narrative to your listeners, and we just want to thank you for the opportunity.
Not an issue. You all stay safe. Peace, family.
All
You
righty.
also. Bye now.
Blessings to
Take
you.
care now.
You too.
Peace.